Hi, I'm Ilya from BitScout. If you work in logistics or supply chain or even transportation and use Monday.com as your work operating system, I think you will be interested in seeing this video because I'm going to show you how you can automatically detect the document type. Typically, you receive lots of documentations or you already have it, but in order for you to understand what is what, you either need to read the file name or open a file and read what it is. If it's a bill of lading or insurance or something else. Now, that's sometimes very time consuming because you basically always rely on humans to do that. And for that, we have a special template called detect document type. And what it does is just you throw a file there and it will tell you what it is without you opening the file, which is actually very powerful. Now, in order for you to use this plugin in Monday, you just need to go to BitScout to templates, and here you have logistics, and it's one of the last plugins. And here what we need to do is we need to select Monday and choose the board where we want data to appear. Now, I have a special board called detect document type. Let's look for it. Yes, so here it is. And once I press apply, that's it. And we only have one label. And now I will drag it here, and in my Monday, I do not have any values because BitScout will write those values, and I don't want to write it manually. If you want to write it manually or use a code for any values, you need to use a thing called label mapping, which you can read in our guides how to do that. But right now, I'm just going to directly detect the document type and write it into this field, creating an option. Okay, and then detect document type Monday. All right, so now we have our plugin done. The next thing is to hook it up to your board. Now plugin knows where it needs to write data, but still we need to trigger it, meaning send the file. Okay, and we do that by using a recipe. So BitScout has its own recipes, and we're going to use this one for files because we're working with files, and it's very easy. If you change the status to working on it, then you run a workflow called detect document type for Monday, and you run it for column files. And then if there are problems, if we're done, everything is okay, we'll set the status to done, and it will be a trigger to next automation, but something is wrong, we put it to stuck, and that's it. So now this is our automation and it's ready to be used. Now the next thing is tricky, and sometimes you'll need extra tools to do that. So in this scenario assumes that the file is already in files column. That's not usually, and in many cases that's not the case, and you probably receive them via email or some other way. For them to appear in the files column, you need to implement something like Zapier or Make. It's very standard, kind of very standard automation that you can use. But in this particular scenario, I'm showing you and assuming that the file is already there. Okay, but that's not the. But it can be different. Okay, depending on what's your setup, this scenario can be adjusted. Okay. Now, okay, so I loaded some files, and let's just change the status. It's important that status is changed. Okay. So now what will happen, BitScout will receive all those files, URLs, and it will run, check those files and tell you what is the document type here. Okay, so here it should tell us that it is a material safety datasheet. Next one is an invoice, and next one is a bill of lading. So here we are. Now you can automatically detect document types in Monday. We are preparing use cases for other industries, and if you want, like for HR, for example, or legal, if you have some feedback or you want to have your use case, just get in touch. Thanks a lot.